Moke friends. Today we have Eric White. Eric White, how are you, sir?
What up, man? I'm trying to post this on my page real quick.
Oh, do your thing. I think I saw that it said that
I
you
got it.
shared it.
Did I?
Um, maybe I don't know. Or it just might be notifying me that I'm podcasting.
I bet.
One or the other.
I got it. Let me see here. I think I got it. It's my first time doing something like this over on
Yeah,
yeah, like a Zoom thing, whatever. Like what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, what's going on, man?
Man, I am chilling. How are you feeling, sir?
Doing good, bro. Doing good. I can't complain. Living life.
So
World.
I'm excited about this because I don't think besides a few points in life that we've never really just like talk.
Yeah, I mean, I remember how you used to do the interviews for like my South by Southwest shows and shit.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, right. We never really got a chance to really talk. It was just always this business and craziness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So it's a good thing.
And that's actually dope because you were the first person to give us our first like live thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that shit was crazy. Like I blacked out that night.
Damn.
Yes. This
It was
girl.
all day thing, bro. It was all
Yeah,
day.
yeah. But as soon as I got there, this girl gave me a drink, and I drank it, and I asked her what was it afterwards, and she was like, "It's a little bit of Patron mixed with some lean." And I think I probably had some Xanax too, so the night just took a crazy turn.
Damn, bro.
But yeah, but I mean, it was fun.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was fun. It was good times back then. It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Like 5 years ago, I think. 6 years
yeah. Damn.
ago.
So have you said you recently performed?
Yeah, I did a performance for the Austin Hip Hop and Urban Music Summit this past
Like,
Sunday.
was it live? Oh yeah, was it? It was Sunday, right?
It was Sunday. It was a virtual performance, but there were some people in there,
Okay.
but it was mainly virtual,
So how is virtual performances? Like, how does that feel? Like, does it feel like you're just shooting a music video?
Yeah, it feels weird, bro. Like it really does. Cause like a lot of times when you perform in front of an audience, you feed off the energy of the audience. But when it's like a camera in your face, it's a little different. But I mean, you just perform. You just do your thing and it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Could you see yourself going on a exclusive virtual tour? You know what I'm saying? Like people have to just go to your website and they can only buy it on certain days and shit.
I mean, I really can. I think it's funny with this pandemic, everything that happened. I think that it's starting to go that way. I think like I could see people doing more and more virtual because you can reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you do it the right way and promote it the right way, you can probably reach more people than you can having people live.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I could see myself doing something like that for sure, man. Absolutely. Because to me, like I'm all about people hearing my music and hearing what I'm saying. So whether it's virtual, whether it's live in person or a combination of both, doesn't matter.
Do you like believe in COVID?
Do I believe in COVID? Oh yeah. Man.
Yeah, so would you perform at a big crowd?
Oh man, I don't know, bro. Like maybe once I get vaccinated, you know what I'm saying?
Are you trying to do that?
Yeah, man. Like I'm a big believer in it, bro. And like I'm that dude that rocks, gloves and shit when I go to the store. Yeah, bro. That's me, man. And
really?
Yeah, bro. Like I rock gloves.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I have a routine when I come home from work or come home from the store or whatever. I clean my phone off with Clorox wipes and shit. And
wow.
So I'm kind of overdoing it sometimes, but it's a system that I've been doing since the whole pandemic first started, bro. And honestly, man, I don't know when I'm gonna stop wearing gloves. Might be a long-term thing, man.
It makes you feel better, right?
Yeah, it makes me feel better, man. I know some people don't really believe in it like other people do, and that's fine, bro. Whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People have their own belief system and shit, but at least wear your fucking mask around me, man. You know what I mean? Please.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
I still wear a mask, even though they said like some places say you don't have to wear a mask. But before we get into like the things we want to talk that I want to talk about,
Yeah,
um, how's dad life?
man, it's crazy. It's different for me because I don't have the conventional. You know, I'm my my kids live with their mothers most of the time.
Mm,
I get them every other weekend and all that, but like, I don't have them all the time, and so
yeah,
it's a little different with that kind of arrangement because it's kind of like other than the weekends that I have my kids, I don't have them the rest of the time,
right,
so it's a different adjustment because I
yeah,
miss my kids all the time. But when I have them, man, it's crazy. My daughter's 4, my son's 12, so it's a little difficult raising 2 kids like that, different ages.
yeah,
My little girl's crazy, man. She's savage, and
yeah.
my son's more mild mannered, and so they have different personalities, but it's a beautiful thing, bro. It's a beautiful thing, and I love my kids, and I mean I couldn't picture my life without my kids, honestly.
Right.
I
Yeah,
can't.
that's good.
Yeah,
They
man.
they they in the pictures they seem happy. That's why I figured out as.
No,
But now,
they're
oh
happy kids, man. They're real happy kids, for
yeah,
sure. For
that's
sure.
good.
Yeah.
So okay, so do you want to talk about music first, or do you want to get into politics?
I mean, we could do music first, man, because I know
Okay,
that's a big part of who I am, but also get into the real
because
shit.
I know how you feel, so I want to hear you. Like I want to hear you
Yeah,
live. You know.
yeah, man, for sure, man. Yeah, yeah, we can talk about music. That's fine. Yeah,
Now, so going into music,
yeah.
music with substance. Explain what that is.
Music with Substance was a project, a group that I was a part of with my friend Devin Menendez and then Sarafia Jane. I don't know if you know who Sarafia Jane is, but she's an amazing soul singer, and
Yes, I do know her
she's real
actually.
tall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And shout out Sarafia, man. It was an amazing thing because it was acoustic guitar, and that's all it was, acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I would rap and then she would sing, and then I remember we opened up for Bilal one time, and
Mm,
we just killed that show, and people were really feeling it. People like it was so different, it was so new,
yeah.
and we did that pretty hardcore for about maybe 8 or 9 months. It was a great experience, and that was kind of my entrance into the music scene here in Austin. Was doing
Mm,
that, you know what I mean? And um, yeah, it was crazy times. But I sent you that video last,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And I was watching old videos yesterday, and it just takes me back, man. We had some good times, bro. We did some good shows, and more importantly, the music was so authentic and so deep.
But
Um,
who was your inspiration? Because you were definitely rapping different than any person in Austin.
yeah,
Because you were kind of like just talking about yourself, but like some of it was sad.
yeah, it's real personal, man. To me, like I always write what I know, right? Uh,
Right.
and I think that as I started writing music, I think the reason why it's like that is because I wrote like to no beat for a long time. I didn't write to a beat. I just write. I would write like in a journal, like poetry, basically, like spoken word,
Mm,
and then
yeah.
then later on I would just basically put those verses to a beat or put those verses to guitar or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think that's why it's very personal by the way that I write. So I write. I typically never write to the beat.
But why do you pick your subject matter? Like, why wouldn't you rap about like all the other shit that people rapping about, like the
Well, I mean, because that's just not me. You know,
yeah.
I always like to say that I want to be the one that makes the music that gets you through Monday through Friday. Like when
Hmm.
you're driving to work and you're working your shitty ass job, you hate your boss. You know what I mean? You're not getting paid enough money, you can't stand it, and then you drive home. I want to be that music you put on the way to work, on the way home, and I let the other people have that weekend music, the club music. They can have.
Yeah.
That was never my lane. That was never my lane. And even when I made music like that, I've made some tracks that were kind of more club friendly, I guess you
Mm,
could say. It never felt like it was authentic to me. So where I'm at right now musically, I'm only gonna make music that I feel is authentic to me, because
Yeah.
I'm not trying to blend in with nobody. I just want to make music
Right.
and put a message out there, and if people feel it, they feel it. If they don't, they don't. But I remember when I first started making music, after Music with Substance, I went solo and started putting out music online. And I used to get messages from people across the country, um, telling me how much my music helped them. You know that,
Mm.
whether it's suicide, depression, anxiety, talking about just self hatred. People like really felt that and connected with it. People I've never met would message me and just really send me a lot of their stories, their sad stories. And so um, it was very, very humbling, actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have that kind of reaction from it. So there's people out there that just want to connect with something. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
If you look at artists like even Billie Eilish, right? I watched that Billie Eilish documentary, which is real crazy because she won 6 Grammys for an album she recorded in her brother's bedroom. You know,
Yeah.
and her fans love her because her music is so authentic on the shit that she talks about. You know,
Mm.
she talks about depression. She talks about drug use. She talks about shit like that, and people love that shit, bro. Like once people feel you like that, man, they'll feel you forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah. So
if they don't feel you, then they could like you one day and not like you the next.
yeah, I've had a couple artists I've done that too.
You know what I mean?
So
So
yeah.
yeah,
So who's your inspiration?
man. You know, I would say a lot of people would say that I sound a lot like Eminem when I rap.
Mm.
He's definitely a big influence of mine. He's one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah.
I just love his wordplay. I loved how he would rap and the aggressive tone that he would have. I definitely took a lot of influence from that, and also Kanye West when he first came out.
Yeah.
Kanye West is a big reason that I even started rapping in the first place, because when Kanye first came out, he was rocking polos and backpacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pink polos, if that.
Yeah.
And he's so different. And I just that first album, College Dropout, was just like,
Yeah. It was.
I
Yeah.
heard that album, bro, and I was like, man, okay, I want to make music. I want to do that. And I can do that. I can just I can be me. And he was him at that
Yeah.
particular time. Before he got all weird and shit, but you know, back then though, he was just like, him and Eminem were probably my biggest influences, quite frankly. You know what I mean?
What music or album changed your life?
Oh man.
And you could think. I'll give you mine.
Yeah,
I'll
go
give you
ahead.
mine.
Go ahead.
Mine would be Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor.
Yeah.
And I remember it came out on a Tuesday because that's when shit came out on Tuesday. But no, did they come out on Fridays? They came out on Fridays. I don't know. But I bought that CD and I was in college and I remember listening to it and it was so good that I skipped criminal justice class.
Yeah.
And that was the day I dropped out of school. Like I just never went back.
Yeah.
And my life was changed after that. And every time I think about the album, I'm like, damn, that's when I decided to drop out of college.
Yeah, man. I'd have to say, like, one of the albums that I was so obsessed with um, was probably like the one that really, really impacted me, like musically and personally, was I'd have to say the Marshall Mathers LP, man. I mean,
The first one?
the second one that he came out with. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the second one, the one that has that track "Stand" on it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
That album right there, from like start to finish, to me is one of the best albums ever made, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So I used to bump that shit hard, bro, like heavy. I would bump that.
Do you think Eminem's the best rapper? Well, is he like your top 5?
He's my top 5, man. I have him in my top 5. Oh yeah, another album that really affected me was the Lauryn Hill album.
Oh yeah, the Miseducation?
Oh, bro, that was just crazy, bro.
Yeah. That one was nice.
Yeah,
Biggie's first album for me too.
Oh yeah, and I kind of wanted to say those, but like that's what everybody says. You know what I mean? Like that's like a universal, right? Like Tupac and
Really? Well, I'm talking about Biggie's first album because that shit sounded like a movie. Like I heard that thing full through for the first
oh,
time
okay.
maybe when I was like 25, and I
No,
was like, "Yo,
no shit. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I used to bump Jay in high school, Jay Z in high school. You know what I'm saying? So, but I used to listen to a lot of rock music too, though, like Nirvana.
yeah."
Nirvana. I used to fuck with Nirvana, man.
Mm.
When they first came out, I remember I had that Mace CD, the Mace CD,
The
Mace.
Harlem World.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I used to bump that one too, bro. Like
Yeah.
I've always listened to all different types of music, though, man. Like
Hmm.
you know, I never really grew up listening to a lot of hip hop music until I got into high school. You know, before that, it was a lot of rock music because my sisters and my brother used to like that shit. So
So then, since you got into hip hop music in high school, but were you like writing or dabbling before then?
I really wasn't, man. I was playing sports. And it's funny before music, I did music. I was in theater. Yeah,
Hmm.
man. I used to act on stage. You know, I had a partial college scholarship to Texas Lutheran University in Seguin for theater, and so
Really?
yeah, man.
Wow.
I used to be an actor and did Shakespeare, and I loved it, bro. Like acting in theater was just like it's crazy. I loved it. I fell in love with it, and then from there, I transferred to UT and went to film school. Went to film school. I made some movies, some little independent movies, and then
Yeah.
and then I got into promoting parties, and then I used to put on hip hop shows back in the day, and then after that I got into music. So music was like the last thing I really did. Quite,
Wow. Well, so
Yeah.
what made you pick up and be like, yo, I'm gonna start rapping?
I've always loved music. I remember being a kid growing up and listening to music in the car. In the back seat, my parents were driving. I would never listen to the lyrics. I would pick out like the most unique, smallest sound in the beat, and kind
Mm.
of listen to it from inside rappers out there. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of chose music as the last thing that, like I said, after the Kanye West album dropped, it gave me more confidence. Let me just go out there and do something. And people
Mm.
felt it, even back then, they felt that shit, bro. When I was younger, man, in my early 20s, mid 20s, man, I used to rock the hell out of shows, bro.
Yeah.
And then I got married and did the whole married thing and gave it all up for a while. And then I didn't get back into it until I turned 30 or 31 after I got divorced and shit. So,
Do you regret putting it off for something
oh,
like that?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I literally hated my life, bro.
Yeah.
And not because I was married, but because I feel like I was living somebody else's life. I had all
Yeah.
these ambitions, and then sometimes you get stuck with responsibilities and obligations. That get a job. We had a house. I just felt like I was part of the whole machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I fucking hated it, bro. It drove me crazy, like literally drove me crazy. And then so
Wow.
once I got divorced, one night it hit me. I just started writing again. Just started writing.
Yeah.
I was going through a lot of pain, not seeing my son at first, and then going through a lot of pain from the divorce. So I just channeled that. One of the first songs I wrote after my divorce was called it was called "Bitch I Hate You." You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I remember I performed that with my guitar player from Musical Substance at a open mic night, and like
Yeah.
people were just like, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I mean? I remember there's this old couple, man. There's this old white woman, this old black dude. There were a couple. They were old, man. They were drinking wine, and they were like, "That was beautiful." And I was like, "Damn, okay." So
Yeah.
maybe I'm onto something. I just got to share me, and then hopefully people feel it. But even if they didn't feel it, it didn't matter to me, bro. It was more therapeutic than anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So speaking of therapeutic,
Hmm.
how do you deal with depression while doing music? Is it helpful, or do you get like a bad writer's block? Because I know me, I used to get like a bad writer's block.
No, man. I don't have many writer's block because I guess I'm really good at depression, and so like,
Mm.
you know what I mean. Like I could always channel my depression into like music. I've always been able to do that, and so I deal with it. To me, it goes hand in hand, right? Because sometimes, you'll put music out there that's very personal. People hear
Mm.
it. The thing I felt most uncomfortable was when people wanted to come up to me after I would perform and they want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want to share their story with me. That part always made me feel uncomfortable because I don't have all the answers for people. I just don't.
Mm.
I'm just as fucked up as everybody else. I just happen to put it out there in music. So
Right.
I think sometimes people think that when artists do that, like they almost think like they have it all figured out, but they don't. They're just lost like you. Like they're lost just like you. Only difference is they're pretty open about it. And so
Yeah.
that part would give me anxiety. See, depression. I have depression. I have anxiety. I'm, bipolar. I have a whole basket full of mental illnesses, but music has really helped me a lot.
Mm.
So it never added to it. To me, it just took away from what I was feeling in a good way. You know,
So were you doing music more so for therapy, or were you doing it because that's what you wanted to do as your job, or was it for
uh,
fun?
I mean, it was fun, but to me, it started off being therapy, right?
Mm.
Trying to make a living making music is extremely difficult, like extremely difficult, especially in Austin.
Yeah.
Here in Austin, because the hip hop community is although there's a lot of talent, it's a very small community. If you really think about it, you know what I mean. Austin, you know, to me, Austin's it's growing. The hip
Mm.
hop scene, it's growing, but it's nothing like obviously other cities. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just hard to make a living out of it. So I never even took that approach with it really until maybe I started getting deeper into it in my maybe 33, 34. I
Mm.
started making a run at it. See, okay, let me see what I can do with this. And I did some great shit, man. South by Southwest, and I was an official artist a few times. I did a show with Raekwon. I opened for
Nice.
Kendrick Lamar in 2012. I opened for Immortal Technique in 2013. I met a lot of great people. I still have a very good friendship with DJ D Best. Me and him used to roll heavy, man. We rocked a lot of shows together, man. Me
Yeah.
and Dorian. Um, so it was great to me. Like one of the best things about doing music and doing shows is just meeting people. You know
What would you say the highlight of your career has been?
the what?
The highlight of your career.
I would say it was opening for Kendrick Lamar, man. That was an amazing fucking
Did
experience.
you did you
Yeah,
meet him?
yeah, I met him. He's short, bro. He is short.
Yeah.
And
Damn.
it was right when that album Mad City came out,
Was
and
it a beauty ballroom or emos?
it was at
Okay,
Emo,
I might have been there.
and it was the biggest show I've ever done.
Yeah.
In front of, and I just remember it being packed. It was fucking packed, and it was just a great experience. And even to this day, people still recognize me from that show. I'll be
Really?
I'll be at a gas station and they'd be like, "Hey, you opened for Kendrick Lamar?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." Like that was like 8, 9 years ago, bro. It was crazy.
Damn, that's dope.
It was a very good experience. I got the Scoremore. I used to rock with Scoremore, so I did a few of their shows that they would put me on. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Nice.
I
Is
got
Cuomo still around?
man, yeah. Remember they were doing the jambalaya shows.
Mm.
The jambalaya festivals. That's them. Yeah, that's
Is
them.
is the guy who runs Scoremore, is he Tory Lane's manager?
Yeah. He is Philip Payne. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He's the one that used to book me for these shows.
nice.
That was I would say that's the highlight to me. And the second highlight was the first time I was an official artist for South by Southwest. Because I always went to South by, and I've always like dreamed of being an artist, an official artist.
Yeah.
When I got that opportunity, man, it was lovely. It was just like I crossed it off my bucket list of things I wanted to do.
Right.
So yeah.
You can get into any show and everything, and
yeah, the artist wristband, the free food. I mean, but it's just it sucks that South by hasn't been around for 2 years because of COVID.
Right.
Because it's one of my favorite things to do is to.
Oh yeah, I used to, man.
Used to be out there. Yeah.
Huh?
Used to be out there too. Yeah.
Yeah, I would always say, man, South by turns into like this weird Hollywood rap shit for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And after there was 2 South bys, after each of them, I pretty much damn near had kidney failure because all I would do was just drink and take Molly, and that was like 8 in the morning to like 5 in the morning, like every fucking day for a week straight. I'm surprised I'm still alive.
A lot of blunts. Smoked a lot.
Yeah,
A lot of,
yeah.
yeah, man. I miss it.
Dang.
Hopefully next year they have it, and I'm gonna
I
try
mean,
to
but
get
do
involved.
do do you think because I mean I don't want to jump into this yet, but just do you think because some places are saying that you have to have the COVID shot and paper and all that stuff. So do you think they would really have a South by like just kind of open in the streets?
I mean, I think so. I mean, hell, go downtown on 6th Street. That's pretty much the same shit. Motherfuckers out there, packing the streets, packing the clubs right now. They're doing it right now.
But I mean that's people. I mean it's fuck, but that's people from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like
True.
South by is people from all over the world.
It's international, yeah. If I think if they have ACL, which so far they're saying they're going to have ACL this fall. If they have ACL, I'm pretty sure they're going to have South by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. That's
So
that'd be dope.
that'd be real dope.
So
Yeah.
so what do you have in the clip? What do you got? You got some shit coming? Are you working on a project or?
Man, I've been writing. I've actually been working last year. Before COVID, I was working a lot with Southside
Timothy. Oh
Cam Southside Hippie, and I've been working with him for years now, man. Like I can't see. I work with Kid Jones too. I get production from Kid Jones.
Yeah.
Of course, Kid. I get production from Corey Kendricks, but most of my production comes from Southside Hippie. For years, I've been working with him, and so I've been working on a lot of new music. And then when COVID hit, I just kind of fucked everything up. I was too scared to go to the studio, bro. You know what I mean?
Really?
So I ended up buying my own studio equipment up to have in my apartment. So I'm going to start recording some more music in over the next couple of months, and I plan on dropping a project probably in the fall. Yeah. I've been working hard on it, man. It's a lot of personal music, but I'm also trying out different things too. I'm working with different songwriters with me because usually I write my own shit, but I'm starting to really enjoy working with other artists.
Did you never do that at first?
Nah, bro. Nah, I never did. I just wrote my own shit, and but now I'm working with other people, and I think it's going to be something special when I drop it, man. And again, I'm not dropping it to try to blow up and be the biggest rapper, of all that nonsense. To me, I just like creating music. I like creating anything, and then putting it out. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Did you manage artists?
I did, man. I did manage artists. I used to manage Dorian D Best. I managed him as a DJ. Junior, I managed him. We had a nice little roster, man, but it got overwhelming because it was like a lot of it was me having to come up with opportunities for other artists, and it's exhausting, bro. Having to constantly be online on Facebook, social media, contacting different promoters and just trying to get people opportunities. And I did it for about a year, bro. And at the same time, I was still trying to do my own shit too.
I was just about to ask, so how do you balance that, and how do you balance it fairly?
I don't think it's possible to balance it unless you have a team,
right?
Like a team around you, right? Because it was damn near impossible, bro. It just wore me down, wore me out. But and I can't see myself ever managing an artist again. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of pressure because these artists are believing in you to get them to another level. And it's not something that I can see myself ever doing again. I kind of, if anything, I want to get back into the movie business. I've been working on different ideas for scripts, and
Do you know how to shoot?
Yeah. I wrote, directed, and produced my own films in college. Why
don't you shoot music videos for people?
I've never done music videos, bro, and even now it blows my mind the whole process of making a music video. I've just never done it. I mean, I've never even done a music video for myself. Ever. So, but that's my goal for this year is to do things like that.
Nice.
But I'm really more or less into movies, man. I love movies, love it.
But okay, so almost back to movies. But when you drop your music, where will people be able to find it at?
All the platforms, Apple Music.
Oh, so it's gonna be on Tidal,
Yeah,
Spotify, all that good
yeah,
stuff.
all that shit.
Oh,
With technology these days, it's really easy to put
yeah,
it there. You know what I mean? You can just
right.
master it all over there.
And you said fall time, we could expect that.
Yeah, fall. I would say
Do,
probably
do,
November.
do you have a title?
Um, Not really. I've been working on different ideas. At first, I wanted to call it Hate, um,
Hmm.
um, and then I think I'm starting to change my mind on that. So nothing set in stone, but usually I do that last. That's the last thing I really think about. I just think about just writing the music and creating the music, recording it, and then from there, I come up with a name. But um, I just kind of wanted to I thought about hate because the whole idea behind hate is that hate is something that's human nature, like we all have it in us.
Hmm.
And some people are really good at it. Some people are really good at using that hate. You know, all things that happened to them growing up or pain that they've had in their lives, they use it to really channel it in a positive way to create art. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
Some of the greatest artists, whether it's an artist that paints paintings or musicians, some of the greatest ones out there had some issues. A lot of issues. So they channeled a lot of that anger and a lot of that hurt and pain they have. And to me, hate's a part of it, and they used it, and so that's why I wanted to call my album Hate. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm gonna keep it that title yet, but that's what I'm thinking right now. You know.
When you work with a Southside hippie, like how's that? Because I know I've heard a couple tracks that y'all like had together. Are y'all in the same studio like while he's making the beat, or do you just kind of
No,
shoot it?
I've never had Southside Hippie make me a beat with me there. I don't like that. I never like that process. I actually think it's really fun to go into a studio and just hear beats and then pick them out.
Oh
You know,
yeah, yeah, that's good too.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's
like that feeling when you hear that beat and just oh shit, okay, and it's like you become one with that beat. It's like a great feeling. It's fun.
yeah,
So yeah, that's our process. He makes beats and I go in there and I just hear through them and pick beats that I like. You know,
yeah,
and then I start writing to him. He's probably the only producer that I've met where it's so easy to write music to his production.
yeah. He is a very good songwriter too.
He's good, man. He's dope as fuck, man. Shout
Yeah.
out Southside Hippie, man. Shout out to him. Real talented guy, man. Matter of fact, you got to have him on here when sometime, man. Southside Hippie.
Um, I actually do. June 1st.
Oh,
June 1st. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
I got Clove on in like 2 weeks, I think.
Clover? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like me and Southside Hippie. We're actually like pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I see him on a regular basis. We,
Yeah.
we live pretty close to each other.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's real good people, man. Real good people. So
So you said you want to get back into movies. So what type of movies? Like comedies,
uh well,
or you do a serious movie?
yeah, it's mainly yeah, I'm not really, and I've done comedies. I've written comedies before and I was in college. One script that I've been working on right now is it's kind of like a dark comedy, but it's a real comedy about like life, marriage, divorce,
Mhm.
having to fight for your kids and shit, and like
Yeah.
basically my life. You know what I mean? I think it's real easy to write when it's when you can relate to the topic you're writing about. You know,
Right.
so and then I've been also working on another script for the past couple of years. It's hard to write a script, man. It's
Oh
fucking
yeah, because you got to write all the details and stuff, right?
yeah. It's not that. It's just the process of writing a script. Just sitting your ass down and at home for days at a time and just typing away, man. It's
Yeah.
a lot, bro. But I've been working on another project that I actually made this movie back in 2001 when I was in college, called Race Wars, and
Hmm.
I premiered it at Alamo Draft House back in the day.
Really?
It was yeah, it was a good film, man, and it was an experience, man. I used my college. I got approved for a bunch of college loans when I went to UT, So I used a
Mm.
lot of that money to make the movie. You know what I mean? So, I paid actors, had a cast and crew and an assistant.
Where can this movie be found?
I have it on I have it on tape. I haven't seen it in fucking 15 years myself.
That's crazy. To Alamo Drive House. How'd you do that?
Man, I just went up there and talked to the guy at the time that was doing it. I mean, they were a lot smaller back then,
Yeah, yeah,
and I talked to him, and I of course I paid for it. I rented it out, the venue,
yeah.
but we packed the house, man. We had like 200 people opening night.
Wow,
It was
wow.
that was a fun night, bro. That was a real fun night. Yeah, yeah, it was great. That's what's up,
After a night like that, what do you do?
man. You just fucking stay up all night and just thinking about your next move. Really, I was just so obsessed with like wanting to like do more and do more. And that's
Yeah,
a mistake. That's a mistake that I made back then. I learned my lesson from that. I should have slowed down and been smarter about how to really release the movie
yeah, yeah.
outside of Austin. I was just I overextended myself. But I was 20, 21. I was just figuring shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you live and learn. You live and
Right,
learn.
true.
Yeah, man.
So, when would you plan on shooting?
Next year, next year. I'm not going to do that because I'm focused on my album this year. But
Right. Okay.
next year I want to start really, getting a crew together, getting all that together. I plan on directing it. I want to direct it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm gonna be in it myself, like but I definitely want to direct it. So I plan on starting production next year, providing I can finish the script. That's a big thing, big
That's
thing. You know what I mean?
pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Now, moving on to something that
Oh yeah.
I just I want to call this politics with Eric.
Oh yes. All right.
Now, before we start this, I it doesn't matter who you offend because
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I go by the don't vote, don't bitch thing. You know what I'm saying? So like if I don't vote, I don't bitch, but I like talking about it.
All right.
So
Let's do it.
let's talk about it. Let's start light.
Okay. Okay.
Why was Trump the best slash worst thing that happened to America?
All right. So look, um, there there's no doubt people that know me, I hate that motherfucker.
I know.
I hate me some Donald Trump. In a way, what part of me kind of misses him now. You know what I mean? Kind of miss the fucker. He's not there pissing me off anymore. But he I think he was the worst thing because I think he's in my opinion he's everything that's wrong with America. You know,
Mm,
and he was the best thing because he in a way united people to you had voter participation at an all-time high
yeah.
this past election. You have more, minority voters than ever before, of all demographics, Asian, Black, Latino.
Mm,
He basically was able to unite people against him. That's what's weird about the whole thing, right? Is that
yeah.
he united people against him. You know what I mean? And some would say it's the media. The media, overhyping the shit he would say. But dude, like if you just looked at what the fucker would say on Twitter and his shit
Right.
say out of his fucking mouth, you don't need media to tell you how to feel about it.
Yeah.
You can hear what he's saying. And I think that's the best thing. I mean, in that way, he was the best thing that ever happened because now I think politics and voting is never going to be the same, bro. It's never going to be the same ever.
Why you say that?
Because I think that people understand that there used to be a thing, and I used to hear people say this all the time. Voting is pointless. My vote doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yada yada yada. Well, in this past election, I know personally people that felt that way. They voted for the first time. In this election, and I think people are starting to understand and realize the power of voting, the
Yeah.
power that it has. Like if you want changes, you have to be able to put people in office that can change things. And
Right.
I'm not saying every politician's gonna, because a lot of politicians just talk a lot of shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But there are some politicians out there that you can stand behind and put them in office, right? If you look at what happened in Georgia, okay, Trump lost Georgia. They also lost the Senate seats in Georgia.
Wasn't
Our,
that like historic or something?
yeah, it was like the first time that's happened in forever. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And so that right there was because people voted. People in Georgia went out to vote. They changed the political landscape in Georgia. That's why Georgia's freaking out, trying to pass these fucking laws now, trying to because I think Republicans understand one thing, right? Right.
mm.
The more people that vote in this country, the less they're going to win. Period.
Yeah,
They know
yeah,
that.
true.
So rather than trying to change their policies and appeal to a more diverse, growing voting base, instead they're coming up with laws to try to get you not to vote. That's fucking
Yeah.
insane, dude. They're making it criminal in Georgia. I don't know if you heard about this. They're making it criminal. It's a criminal offense to give somebody water, a bottle of water,
Wait.
and food. For if you give somebody who's in line waiting to vote for hours, if you give them water and food,
Oh,
you can get arrested. That's a criminal offense, right? And the only reason why the lines are long is because the Republican Party in Georgia, what they're doing is eliminating the amount of polling places in bigger cities, right? In bigger cities. Why they're doing this? Well, I know why they're doing it, because they want to not have.
you're gonna want to wait in line and shit.
Correct. Now,
Yeah.
when people talk about these laws changing being racist, right?
Mm.
Some people think it's nonsense. Oh, it's not racist. But if you look at it, and if you look at who that impacts mostly, like let's take Georgia, right? For example, where 30%, 35% of the state is black. The bigger cities, if you start eliminating polling places, if you start eliminating how many drop boxes there are to put your ballot in there, right? Making it harder for people to vote, it affects mainly people of color in those bigger cities,
Yeah.
right? It's not going to affect the areas in the country at all. It's going to affect big cities. The same thing here in Texas. They're passing some law right now, and so I think that right there is just fucking insane. It's disgusting to me, because if you can't win at the ballot box, then you're going to try to pass some bullshit laws. Man, come on, man. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Who would you want? Who would you rather have as your president right now?
Oh, man, I was a Bernie guy.
Me too.
I was a Bernie Sanders guy.
I actually did, but I voted for Bernie's when he ran before the Trump shit.
Yeah. I voted for him in Texas when he was in the primaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was a big Bernie guy, man. Biden. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not the biggest Biden fan. I'm really not. But I was telling people the whole time, look, man, Donald Trump could run against a used condom and he would still lose. Saying because people hate that man's guts, right? And they're talking about voter fraud when is it so hard to believe that most of the country hates this man?
Right.
It's not hard to believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's fucking nuts. And that's why I'm really big on voting, man. And I think the more education we get for the youth now.
I was actually just about to ask you to elaborate a little bit more on voting, just because, and I don't want to sound cliche, but I'm not really too educated on voting, because my first time voting was when Kerry went against Bush, and my last time voting was for my second time voting was for Bernie. Like, I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't do none of that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like my vote doesn't count. Like, I'm one of those people.
Well, no, I mean, I felt that way for a long time. My first time voting was for Obama. The first time. That was my first time voting. And I voted for him again, and I voted ever since then. I remember when Trump won, man, I was so disgusted that I actually decided to, become one of the district chairs for the Democratic Party here in Austin, which not everybody knows that. Where
are you?
I'm not anymore. I was.
What?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, when Trump first won, man, I was like, fuck this. I got to do something.
How'd you do that?
I wrote the Democratic Party and said, hey, man, let me in the game, man. I'm ready. And so I went to go meet with them. I talked to them, and yeah, man, they put me in there, and I went to several meetings and talked to a lot of Democrats in Austin. But
That's dope.
one of the things that the Democratic Party, the reason why I got less involved in it, right? I'm a Democrat, but Democratic Party have their issues too, right? I remember they were so at these meetings I would go to, they were so obsessed with the millennial vote, right? And I kept telling them at every meeting, yo, you have got to get engaged with the young Black, young brown, young minority community in Austin. You have to.
Right.
Fuck the millennial vote, right? Fuck that. They're not going to vote Republican anyways, right? You have to get the people who just don't feel that their vote matters. And for good reason, let's be honest, right? Because both parties have been fucking over people of color for a very long time.
Correct.
Not just Republicans, right? And I'm the first person to admit that. But here in 2021, though, to me, there's only one party talking about police reform or police brutality. There's only one party talking about universal health care or health care for all, right? There's only one party talking about protecting a woman's right to choose what she does with her body. And so I'm a Democrat for those reasons. I just happen to my beliefs align more with the Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a Republican, so
So did they not listen to you when you were like, hey, this is who you need to reach?
Man, no, not really, not really, because I tried to get them involved in my events that I was doing for South by that year, and they just wouldn't. They wouldn't get involved, bro.
Were they white people?
Yeah, mostly hipsters, a lot of hippies, and they weren't bad people. They just didn't.
Right.
I don't think they really got it, right? That in order for Texas to go blue, right, you have to get maximum output from your minority voters, period. You have to. Without that, Texas is never going blue. That's why Georgia went blue. Georgia went blue because they maximized the participation of Black voters and brown voters.
Blue is what?
Blue's Democrat.
Okay.
Blue's Democrat and red's Republican. So, but the thing about Trump is that he really motivated people to say, fuck, man, like elections have consequences.
Right. Yeah.
They have consequences. Now I can see your point not thinking your vote counts in Texas. Like I see your point there because Texas, like, it's disappointing. You get hyped up about an election, you vote, and then
it'd be the smallest fucking town.
Yeah. It goes red anyways, right? I see that.
Yeah.
But when you're like, I think when Texas becomes closer to flipping, then it's definitely every vote counts, right?
Yeah.
Look at Georgia, for instance. Look at Arizona. Arizona went blue for the first time in a long time. During this elections.
Wow.
And that's how Biden won, is that he won the states that Hillary just didn't do well in.
Right.
And honestly, she was a bad candidate, to be honest with you.
Like I said, I'm not really much into it because once I saw that Donald Trump was running the first time, he's only ran one time, right?
Who, Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like a lifetime this nigga's been on. But when he first started, I low-key liked him because I didn't know, because back in the day, Trump used to be independent and used to be a Democrat, I think. And he was just saying funny shit. And then once I started seeing how much people were just saying nigger a lot more, it was kind of different. You know what I'm saying? Trump really didn't fuck with nothing. Like all the I guess social injustice shit that's happening. I usually play like videos on here. Did you see the new George Floyd video?
Which one?
They have like I guess another angle, different footage. I don't watch those, because
you mean from the trial this week? The trial?
I think so.
Yeah. I watched them all yesterday. The body cam, you mean? The body cams?
What's your take on that?
Man, I mean, I think it's plain as fucking day, man. That fucking cop murdered that man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, my issue with the police is it's hard to say that every cop's a bad cop. It's hard to say
Right.
that. My uncle's a cop. I know people that are cops are friends of mine. I just think the institution of policing has gotten so fucked off that the bad cops don't always call out the bad. I'm sorry, the good cops don't always call out the bad cops.
Right.
So which makes you complicit, right? Why is it cool for a cop like the cop that shot Breonna Taylor, right? People don't know is that he worked for another police department in Lexington, right, where he was fired. He was fired, and his supervisor that fired him wrote a report saying that this man should not be a cop. He's too immature. He's off the fucking rails, right?
Wow.
So what does he do? He goes to a different city, becomes a cop again. And this happens all the fucking time.
But they don't check like other stations?
They don't care. They don't care. And that's the thing about it is that like there needs to be a national database where if you're a police officer and you have 9 complaints for being for exercising excessive force all the time, you might not want to be a cop. You might not want that guy on your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that happens all the fucking time. And the truth is with police brutality, it happens to everybody. It happens to white people, it happens to black people, it happens to brown people, it happens to everybody. It just so happens that statistically it happens more to people of color, but it doesn't matter. It happens to everybody, right?
Right.
And I think this is an everybody issue, right? And I think when George Floyd, when he was murdered, everybody was pissed about it. Not just it wasn't just isolated to like people of color that were pissed about it. I think white people were like, "Fuck, this is fucked up."
Yeah.
Up, right? And so when I watched that trial, I've been watching the trial all week. Matter of fact, it's funny to bring it up. Today was crazy too. I think that if that cop doesn't get significant jail time, right? What we saw last summer, nothing compared to what's going to happen.
You think so, or do you think that's why they tried to give him like the 27 million?
I mean, I don't know. I think the fact that you're giving somebody 27 million, it's the city's way of acknowledging, yeah, we fucked up.
Of course. Yeah.
But I'm tired of cops getting charged and not spending significant time behind bars.
Right. Yeah.
Some of these fuckers are out there like they're above the fucking law, like they're fucking Wyatt Earp and shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what the fuck they want to do, and that's not what this country is about. There needs to be more accountability. Matter of fact, there's this thing called qualified immunity. You ever heard of that? Qualified immunity. Basically, it's where cops can't get sued for their actions.
Wow. What?
Yeah, it's a law.
So you're just suing the police station then?
You can sue the city, but qualified immunity protects the cop. So if a cop kills somebody, causing their death, right? As it is right now, those people can't sue the cop. Individually, they can't. That's one of the things that the Democratic Party is trying to get rid of, the qualified immunity. And of course,
that's crazy.
Of course, the GOP is freaking out. And I'm just tired of hearing that it's a hard job. It's a fucking hard job, right? I get it, but man, it doesn't give you the right. And this shit doesn't happen once in a while, right? Some people think that the whole Blue Lives Matter people think it's like an anomaly. It happens once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
All the fucking time. It's been happening for fucking forever, bro. Forever. And I think that, things aren't gonna. And I actually wrote one of my songs that I wrote last year was about, police brutality. It's called "Fuck the Police," and I think that, I think that the time for being diplomatic at some point it's gonna hit ahead, man. Things don't change because what has really changed since George Floyd died? When it comes to the laws, Trump signed Trump signs an executive order saying that, it is now not right to choke somebody out unless the police officer fears for their lives. Right? What's the what's the
Yeah.
first what's the first thing a cop says when
I
they
fear for my life.
correct? So you didn't do shit. You didn't do
Yeah,
shit.
it's like goalpost rules. They move it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
exactly. That's what it is, bro. And like this whole defunding the police thing that people talk about, right?
mhm,
Defunding the police, to me, defunding the police is about taking money away from the police department and allocating that money towards something else. For instance,
mhm.
why are we spending all this fucking money to provide policing in lower income areas rather than taking that money and putting it into those communities to build them up, right? And
Right.
I'm talking about reverse gentrification. I'm not talking about these investors coming in and fucking.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about investing money that way. Maybe you won't need as much police, right? With programs, right? Quit locking up people for fucking stupid shit. That way these kids aren't growing up in single parent households, man. It's not that fucking complicated. It's not. It just so happens that one of the biggest businesses in American history is prison
Right.
business. Private prisons. Private prisons is a fucking travesty, bro.
Yeah.
Private prisons, for-profit prisons. So if those prisons aren't being fucking populated, they're not making money. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. So they're gonna keep them populated.
Yeah, absolutely. You go to jail for 13 years for 4 DWIs. I mean, come on, man. You know,
Damn.
obviously you might need to go to rehab. You might need some help.
Right.
You know, so it's just to me, it's a business, bro, and it's locking up people unnecessarily across
You're
the across the
you
board.
ever you ever thought about being like an activist?
Yeah, man, I actually have. Actually, I wouldn't mind running for office, but I got too many skeletons in my closet. You know what I mean? I got some
That's good.
I got some photos out there that might come back to haunt me, man. But
Yeah, get your ass canceled because they
yeah,
canceling everything.
they are. The whole cancel culture, and that's another complicated thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's just so much going on, bro. That like I decided when Trump won to no longer shut the fuck up. And I have a good job. You know,
Mm,
I make good money, but I don't want to be one of those people that just worries about themselves and their immediate people around them.
right.
There's bigger fucking issues out there that I think if everybody got together, that we can really make things happen and change fucking laws. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so that's why I think voting is important. That's why I think participation in your community is really important. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
it's hard to do sometimes, but you just got to do the work. You know. So I'm very passionate about it, as you can tell, because you know
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about it because these things right here are going to affect our kids and their kids. Moving forward, unless we do something about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's global warming or whether it's you know I have a daughter now, so I have to worry about fucking creepy guys out there trying to assault my daughter when she's older. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And it's just complicated, man. It really is. Just that's part of being a parent, though. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You start caring about things you never thought about before.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely I'm the same way. But I honestly, man, I honestly think you should do something because you're pretty knowledgeable. I didn't know you were that knowledgeable. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I just thought you talked a lot of shit political. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I think it's really dope that you really know your shit. You know what I'm saying? And you gave a lot of
I mean, there's more I want to learn, but I do try to stay up to because to me, if you're going to talk shit, you got to at least have some information or some knowledge about how the shit works. You know,
yeah,
and right now we're in an environment right now where it's easier to talk shit without having any substance behind it. At the end of the day, you have to have. And the thing about me, here's one thing about me I will tell you, right? I'm not one of those liberals that believes in deleting people on Facebook when they have a different opinion, right? If you
right,
if you look at my Facebook, I have people that are on my friends list that they say the most ridiculous bullshit, but I'm not going to delete them because to me, you have to have that interaction with other people. You have,
Mm-hmm.
now it's not because you want to change their minds. I think it's pretty much impossible to change people's minds when it comes to politics, like it is if you want to change their religion, right? It's fucking almost impossible. But you have to be able to, at least hear other people out, you know. Um, and that's what I'm about. I have a lot of friends that are Republicans. I have friends that voted for Trump. I do, and I'm still friends with them because, in my heart, they're still good people. As long as you're not fucking saying fucking racist shit, then I can tolerate you and still have a beer with you. You know,
Yeah.
and still talk to you and keep it cool. You know what I mean? So, one of my best friends, we debate all the time.
Mm.
We have totally different fucking ways of thinking about politics, but he's still my best friend, and
Yeah.
we debate all the time because to me that's healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I wish more people did that, but
I just came up with this idea. I call it mixed blood. Now this is your movie. You should shoot a documentary since you know Republicans and Democrats call it mixed blood, blue blood, red blood, and just
yeah,
like either have them sit down, talk, or just get different opinions and shit.
yeah. No, it's funny that you said that. I had an idea for a podcast. Uh, this was like 2 years ago. I had an idea about inviting Republicans on to talk to me. We just go at it.
Yeah.
At it.
Yeah.
Like one of the most compelling things I've seen on video was Candace Owens, which I can't stand that woman. But Candace
Hmm.
Owens was talking with one of the founders of Black Lives Matter, and they
Yeah.
had a conversation for an hour. Man, you got to pull it up on YouTube. It's incredible.
Wow. Really?
They're going back and forth, but they're keeping it respectful, right?
Right.
Two people, just really articulate people, because she is really good at speaking. I'll give her that,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and she's intelligent. You know what I mean? As far as her educational background, though I don't really like the shit that she says all the time, but. Right.
Yeah. Of course.
I think when you have different people from different sides, it can be very compelling. Right?
Yeah.
And so I had an idea about having a podcast. What's funny you brought that up, where whether you smoke a blunt with a Republican or something like that, and just fucking talk
Ooh,
about it,
nice.
have a few drinks and just talk, man. And there's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
because sometimes when you exchange ideas with other people, it further kind of reinforces your own beliefs, right?
Mhm.
If all you're around is people that you agree with all the time, your beliefs are never really being challenged. I think you're going to have lazy debates, lazy arguments.
Right. Yeah.
So you have to be able to step out the box. And again, it's not because I want to change people's minds, right? But I do want to give people the opportunity to hear what I'm saying as I hear what they say. That's healthy dialogue, man. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what's missing in this country is that healthy dialogue. Right now we're, blue team, red team,
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't debate because everybody feels attacked. So
Yeah, yeah, but I never feel attacked, man. I'm like, bring it, man. I'm cool with
Yeah.
it. I'll still be cool with you afterwards. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. So
Good man.
that's how I've been, man. Yeah.
So let's do you have any last words? Let's wrap up. Tell the people where they can find you.
Right now, nowhere. Actually,
What?
I took my music down from all the platforms
Why?
because I'm just working on something new, and I just don't want it. I just want to I'm gonna kind of reinvent myself, I guess you can say, musically. And
So is that music gone forever then?
no, I mean I have it. I may put it back on there later, but
I mean, I'm talking for the people though.
yeah. I mean, I just decided to take it down. I am on SoundCloud though. They can find me on SoundCloud. That's one place where I still have my older music.
Mhm.
Music with Substance on SoundCloud. They can find me on there. I got a lot of songs there. But as far as like Spotify, fucking Apple Music, I took my shit down from there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess if last words, man, I want to talk about just people, mental health, right? I will say, right, I suffer from it. I did try to commit suicide back in 2011. And I've been through so much since then, coming to grips with that, having to face, even my own family as they were just terrified that I even tried that. Mental health is something I think that people need to really, 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 really start focusing on for themselves, especially during this pandemic, the isolation that people are in, but also I want to just ask that, if you're friends with somebody and your friend says something that's kind of dark or makes a post on Facebook that's kind of dark, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it, because sometimes you can save a life by simply listening to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. You know what I mean? So I'll leave it at that.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. This country, man, it's fucking crazy. There's
Yeah, yeah.
a lot to be depressed about, bro. A lot.
Yeah, yeah, there is a lot to be depressed about. That's why I don't pay attention to none of this shit. I just kind of just do my own little thing and just kind of go through life.
Yeah, one thing I hear from people a lot, it's like, man, you got to quit being so negative, or quit watching the news, or quit feeding into the negativity. It's going to bring you down. No, it's not, bro. It's not going to bring me down, because I can fucking handle it. I've been through
Right.
some crazy shit in my fucking life. I can
Hmm.
I can handle the negativity of the world. I can. Matter of fact, I can put it on my fucking shoulders if I wanted to. I can do it. I, I'm a grown fucking man. I can handle it. What I
Yeah,
can't what I can handle is just being blind, right? Because if not noticing what's around you and not fucking participating in this fucking in this environment that we're in right now, to me, it's the same thing as seeing somebody choking and not doing anything to help them. You know, what I'm saying? Like, you're just walking over their fucking body. To me, that's worse than being negative, if you want to call it that. I don't call it being negative. I call it, that's called living life. You know what I'm saying? Life is a lot bigger than just you and your kids and your wife and your dog.
yeah, yeah.
It's a lot bigger than that, bro. So I'm never going to be the person that's going to turn a blind eye. I can't. I'm not built that way. I'm not. So, you know, that's what,
Judging by the way you're talking right now, you're gonna drop some heat.
man, that's
No,
that's cool, bro. Like, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of that. I don't fear it, because
I'm talking about you gonna drop a dope ass album.
okay. Well, yeah, yeah. Well,
That was what you thought I was talking about.
I thought
Like
you
you
were talking.
talking about heat? Nah, nigga. I meant
I
you
thought,
just drop some
okay.
fire music.
I thought you were talking about people that are hearing this shit, and it's like, yo,
Ah man, fuck that,
fuck this motherfucker.
man.
Know?
Nah, man. I meant fucking some music, man. But
Yeah,
I appreciate you for being on, man. I really do. Like this was good. I didn't know how passionate you were about politics. That is crazy, and you're very knowledgeable.
I'm very passionate, bro. It's just, when I come home, you know, I make myself a whiskey and coke, and I watch the news. I watch CNN, I watch Fox, and I watch MSNBC like all fucking night, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because to me, again, I go back to this. Like, if you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You know what I mean? You got to know what these fuckers are doing, because these fuckers are very sly. These politicians are very sly, and
Hmm.
they will try to take your rights away from you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they'll keep doing it until you fight for your rights. You know,
Yeah.
same way where with the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? If nobody decided to have the courage to speak up, think what kind of country this would be right now. You know, because people don't change oppressive ways on their own. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Who wakes up one day and says, you know what? I'm tired of oppressing these motherfuckers. Let's give them a shot. They don't think that, bro. You
Yeah.
have,
Nah.
you have to fucking make them. You have to fucking hold them
Hmm.
fucking fire until they fucking make changes. That's how things work in this country. So, and people that like to talk online and not vote and say, not calling nobody out, but not vote and say voting doesn't matter. I get where that's coming from. I truly understand that. I get it, because I felt the same way a long time. But you know what? You can't just talk about something without participating in the process. And many, many, many people lost their lives for us to have the right to vote. You
Yeah.
know, in this country, including women, right? Let's be honest, this country was not made for everybody. When the Constitution was written, it was written for white men by white men. That's bottom line. Not even
Yeah.
but white men. And so we have a really crazy past as a country that still exists today, but it's not all hopeless. We can make changes. You know what I'm saying? We can make changes. Got to have the fortitude to do it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts.
You know. But yeah, thanks for having me on here, man. It was
Yo,
great.
yes. This is great, man.
Well, we should do it again in person sometime, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
You know
sure,
what I mean?
man. We
You know,
should talk, and you should start a podcast talking about politics, man. I would definitely listen.
yeah, man. I've been thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? I got so much going on with other stuff, but I've been
Yeah,
really considering it, man. Just getting on here with like I said, different people that don't agree with me.
yeah,
They watch us duke it out for about an hour.
yeah.
See what
That'd be
happens.
dope.
But yeah, man. I always have a lot of respect for you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Uh,
Likewise.
I'm glad you're doing this, bro. Like I really am. Keep it going. And if you need anything, hit me up. Let me know, bro. You know what I'm saying? All love. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Same. See ya.
All right, bro. So how do I disconnect from this thing? Just
I'm gonna take you out, then you can just leave.
I got it. All right, man. All
All
right,
right. See ya.
bro. Peace out.
Peace. That was today's Moke friends. That was Mr. Eric White. He's a pretty good dude. I did not know he knew that much about politics and voting and all that. Today is April 1st, April Fools. Yesterday was the death date of Nipsey Hussle. So I don't own any Crenshaw gear. So this is my Nipsey tribute. So rest in peace, Nipsey. Who we got coming up next week? I think we have Dre. That's my kind of cool cousin. Um, I'm tired. I'm about to go eat and do some other shit. Oh, I got a PS5. Peace.